Program. I want to start with an absolutely amazing promo from MSNBC that it's almost a parody of reality. It is so far beyond what we have ever thought as a nation. It's remarkable. I want to play the audio, a promo from NBC. This is, I believe, the fulfillment of a couple of things that we said would happen, and they have, and they will be dismissed, and you will be made to look like a conspiracy theorist, etc., etc. Pay no mind. Listen to this amazing promo from MSNBC.
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Right. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.
Finally, someone said it. Finally.
My kids do not belong to me. My kids are not my kids. They are the community kids.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't really have responsibility for my kids. I can look to the state to also take that responsibility and quite honestly, that burden from me.
Well, you don't want to be punished with a baby.
Exactly right. Mm-hmm. And we have lost this. We have to lose this private notion that your kids belong to you. I played this yesterday for my wife. I saw it yesterday afternoon, and I thought, oh, there it is. There it is. Finally, somebody has come out and said it. There it is. I'm watching this video. Now, remember, gang, this is a promo for MSNBC. This is not somebody just getting on, and they can just say, oh, well, you know what? I was just kind of not really thinking when I said it. This is something that people thought about. This is something that everybody worked on. This is something that everybody got together and filmed.
Planned well in advance.
Nobody on the crew said, that's not really that crazy of a notion that my kids belong to me. Then they brought it back. They edited it. They sat around in a meeting. You know what we do here at The Blaze? We look at promos and say, yep, that's good. Go, put it on the air. This is not a mistake. This is the announcement of where they're headed. Now, this story broke on The Blaze on Friday. I finally got to it on Sunday. And we're going to be doing a little something on this tonight at 5 o'clock. But I want you to go to The Blaze, and I want you to grab this story, and I want you to send it to all your friends and just ask them this question. What do you think this means? If your friends say, I don't know, it's just crazy television, dismiss them. Dismiss them. There's nothing that you can do to save your friends at this point if they don't see this. Do you remember when we were talking 2 years ago about co-parenting in Canada? We're not even talking co-parenting here. We're talking about breaking your private ideas that your children belong to you.
Yeah, co-parenting suggests you have a role, which you do not. At least at co-parenting, you were like 50% responsible. This one, I mean, come on, the community's going to handle it. Don't worry about it.
What's really horrible about this is the idea behind this is going to be so appealing to so many people. So many people are going to say, I love that. Because I'm freaked out. I don't know what to do with my kids. I don't know how to parent them. I don't know what to do. I'm losing control of them. They're unruly. They're whatever. I don't know what to do. And so the state will relieve you of that. And I think that there's a good 20 to 30% of America, maybe even higher now, I'm not sure, will gladly have the state take that over so they don't have to worry about it. Yet another one of your responsibilities taken from you. I'm sorry. Another one of your responsibilities that you will gladly hand over because you don't know what to do. And so they will do it for you. Don't worry. We'll raise your kids. We'll train your kids. We'll educate your kids because it's working out so well. Well, it's not, but that's because we haven't spent enough money yet.
Yeah, just more than probably the rest of the world combined. And more than any country in the history of the planet. But that's not enough.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what people would say if we lost and got our butts kicked time and time again, over and over and over again? Every time we would go send our military out, they'd be bested by Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, a kid with a stick. And every time we'd send them out, and they'd say, well, it's because we haven't spent enough money yet. You're like, wait a minute, we're spending more money than anybody in the history of the world has spent. We're spending more money per child, per soldier, than any other country, and we can't get it done, and yet the Cub Scout over there that has a stick, he's beating us? Something's wrong with your philosophy, man. Something is wrong. We would never put up with it. If it was our military, we would never put up with it. Well, it's worse than our military. It's our children. It's our future. It's their education. And we keep listening that we haven't spent enough.
Think about it on an even lower level than that. If we sent our basketball players out, our NBA stars, and they consistently got their ass kicked by Iceland in the Olympic Games every year, would we say we just need to throw more money at it? No. We'd go find better players, different players. We'd find out what the real problem was. We would know it had nothing to do. Had nothing to do with money. Because money's not the issue in the Olympic Games. We would fire the coach. We would find better players who gelled well together, and we would make it work that way because basketball is that important to us. With education, it's like, put more money into it.
No, it's not. It's not just that. It is the fact that we have been convinced by those in charge of the education that you don't know how to fix it. You don't know because you don't have a certificate. Look, I've studied this for years. I know kids. I know about how to educate kids. Where's your degree? And so you sit back and say, well, they must know better than I do. There's nobody that is armchair coaching the education. There's nobody that's sitting around and just saying, you know what, this is going to be great. You know what they should have done is they should have put that teacher in the last quarter. That's what they should have done. They should have replaced that teacher in the second quarter earlier. They don't do that. And they teach us to sit down, shut up, you don't know. Mm-hmm. And yet, do they know? Beyond that, they're now taking parental responsibility. They're now saying that they know better. The reason why we have a problem with education is because the parents don't know what they're doing. And the parents won't give enough money to their kids. And so we need to take their kids and then force everybody because we have a responsibility collectively. I got news for you, man. This is exactly what we warned about. This is the fulfillment of so many things that we have said on this